because it's already 5:46. We'll be waiting for 2-3 minutes, and the program will be live. We'll be playing about some video related to IELTA, and after that, okay, so now we are live. Okay, so I hope all the things are working. Yes. Okay, we are live now.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome.
Hello.
Okay, now we'll be starting with our webinar. So let me first of all record, and after that, So, namaste and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the global educators and colleagues from all around the world. So, today, on behalf of whole IELTA family, I'm here in the form of program MC, Master of Ceremony, IELTA Nepal. So it's me, Sujit Karki, Country Ambassador, and today I'll be working with you in this webinar. Our desire is to extend a gracious and inclusive welcome to all of you. Namaste, and for now, let's put aside our all differences and instead celebrate what brings together. So let me move forward with all the things. I'm so happy and delighted to welcome you here to see all the global educators and two wonderful speakers who will be facilitating with us in today's webinar. IELTA Nepal, formally established on 15 June 2021, is one member branch of International English Language Teachers Association. We are here together to grow academically and professionally. So let's welcome. And today we are moving into our session that is our second international webinar, 10 September that day. And you can see the flyer speak itself that we have two wonderful speakers. So why IELTA Nepal? So a proud moment for everyone. Now IELTA branches is spread in 33 countries. So you can see there are so many benefits that we can get being as a global colleague and a teacher of respective country to get different benefits from IELTA, International English Language Teachers Association. And you can see a lot of means and platform as well as this sort of webinar that has been spreaded and run by different branches in IELTA. So without further ado, let me introduce with our country, Nepal. So you can move here. So IELTA Nepal branch presents IELTA Nepal second international webinar. And before we move, I think so I have not seen here Neil so far. Okay, so Dr. Neil is not here, but Dr. Neil will be the chief guest, and I think so he's joining with us. I have already given the message. So later on, we'll take the speech of Dr. Neil Alvaro Alcantara, IELTA president. So let me move first to introduce all the guest of honors of today's webinar. So guest of honors, Dr. Neil from Peru, IELTA president, Dr. Sultan Man from vice president, Dr. Green Perilaco Tarjono from Philippines as the director of academic department, Dr. Afsin Salahuddin from Pakistan as the general secretary of IELTA, and Carlos Sancho from Peru as the director of administrative department. Now, without further waiting ado, we are moving ahead with our program by introducing some of the core officers of IELTA department. So IELTA research department headed by Yulina Vasquez ma'am as the IELTA research department. So Paulina ma'am remain in the form of IELTA teacher department, and the chief of IELTA learner department is Nirmala Devi ma'am. So let me introduce even IELTA Nepal core members. So it's me, Sujit Karki, Ambassador IELTA Nepal. So we have Academic and Administrative Secretary, Mr. Sibaram Paurel, Generally and Marketing Secretary, Dr. Siddha Ganesan Wat, Naraini Pathak Timal Sinha as the Disciplinary Secretary, Govinda Prasad Sir, the Public Relation Officer, and Economic Secretary as Ramesh Pariyar Sir. So this is the IELTA Nepal core members. And furthermore, I like to give special thanks to our Zoom ID sponsor, Mr. Govinda Prasad Sharma, Public Relation Officer of IELTA Nepal. So without his Zoom and without his help and support, this webinar will not be successful one. So thank you, Govinda Prasad Sharma, sir, for your cooperation and for your gratitude. So let us move now with one video presentation in the welcome song. So today, So there will not be the formal welcome speech, but there will be one song in Nepali which will denote about our nation too and a welcome to. So here we move.
स्वागतम स्वागतम हजुरहरुमा हाम्रो स्वागतम 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 हजुरहरुमा हाम्रो स्वागतम पवित्र यो मनबाट नै हजुरहरुमा स्वागतम 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 अतिथिज्यूहरुमा स्वागतम स्वागतम अतिथि देवहरुमा स्वागतम यो देवभूमि यो तपोभूमि यो कर्मभूमिमा यो देवभूमि यो तपोभूमि यो कर्मभूमिमा सुन्दर शान्त विविधताको यो मोक्ष भूमिमा मान्नुहुने प्रभु प्रिय आत्माहरूमा स्वागतम 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 हजुरहरूमा हाम्रो स्वागतम 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 अतिथिज्यूहरूमा स्वागतम प्रेम एकता बन्धुत्वको भाव बोकी हिँड्ने प्रेम एकता बन्धुत्वको भाव बोकी हिँड्ने शान्ति साथी सद्विचारमा सधैँ रहन सक्ने शान्तिका सागर शिव पिताका सन्तानहरूमा स्वागतम 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 हजुरहरूमा हाम्रो स्वागतम 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 हजुरहरूमा हाम्रो स्वागतम
Okay, thank you. So it's actually welcome speech in Nepali. So I like to thanks again to all to join with us. And now moving forward, we have the bio reading of first speaker. So I request Mr. Gangaram Paurel, member of IELTA Nepal, to read the bio of Vilma ma'am. So Gangaram sir,
Yes, sir.
sir please.
Okay, thank you, Ambassador. Today is the chief guest, a special guest, key speakers, all IELTA members, and all the participants. And today, I'm going to read out the biography of today's speaker, Vilma Daluz. Sorry, it's not seen clearly.
Okay, sir. I think so. It's working.
Yeah, please minimize the screen, sir.
I think so. It's working,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, it's okay, sir.
Okay.
So sorry for technical problem. Vilma da Luz Barbosa is from Brazil. She graduated in languages Portuguese, Spanish, and English. and postgraduate in teaching languages English. She has been working as an international English teacher, coach, and mentor for quite a long time. She worked in public and private schools, as well as private English course school. She has been taking part in many webinars, seminars, and conferences as international speaker or moderator to learn more about communicating and teaching English. Her passion is learning and sharing. That's why she is a member of many international organizations. She has been working on lots of international projects in which her students are able to communicate with people from all over the world through online meetings, emails, letters, audios, videos, and so on. She believes education is the key to make it a better world. She teaches her students to be confident and to believe in themselves, so they will be sure they can go where no one has gone before. So this is the biography of Vilma Daluz. Thank you. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Okay, so Vilma ma'am, now it's over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. First of all, thank you for inviting me. It's a great pleasure being here, learning and sharing. I'm so honored. Thank you so much. So, how to motivate our students? What do you do, teachers around the world, to motivate your students, to help them learning in a happy and healthy way? It's a great pleasure being here with IELTA today.
Vilma, I think you are muted.
Vilma ma'am, you are muted.
Oh,
Okay,
so sorry.
Okay. Okay,
That always happens. Thank you. Young youth, young talent, techniques to motivate our students. What do you do, teachers around the world, to motivate your students to learn better, to learn a happy and healthy way? So I'm gonna share with you some techniques that I use here in my country that works really well. First of them is listen to them. Listen to your students. Listen to what is going on their lives. And then if you give them some time to talk about their lives, to talk about what they're going through, they will learn how to believe and trust in you. And this is one of the most important things. If your students believe and trust in you, then they will be open to learn anything that you want to help, that you want to teach them. So, and also the opportunity that you give them to talk about themselves, to talk about their lives, about they're going through, this way they create a special relationship. And this is the most important and beautiful thing about my classrooms, and a technique that works really well, that they become friends. And if they become friends, then they are not afraid of communicating, they are not afraid of trying new things, they are not afraid of giving a presentation in front of the class. So the all this starts from listening to them. Ask them, how was your weekend? How was your day? How was your classes this morning? What's going on? And then when you listen to them, you give them the opportunity to express their feelings. And I can see that it's really, really important that the teacher become a role model. We have to show them confidence, teach them what you know, but also learn from them. It's pretty important that you give them the opportunity to teach them what they know. I know that sometimes we teachers, we are so worried about teaching them, and sometimes we think that we are the owners of the knowledge, but we have to have in our mind that the students bring knowledge from their home, they bring knowledge from their life. So even if they are 5 years old, 7 years old, they have the knowledge from their own. So if we listen to them, if we learn from them, relating to technology these days, children, they know much more than we know. So sometimes when I don't know how to use an application or something, I ask my students, please, how do you do that? And then they teach me. And I realize that this way, when I give them the opportunity to teach me, they become empowered and they become more confident. Oh, the teacher doesn't know everything. And in fact, we teachers, we don't have to know everything. I've been an English teacher for 17 years, more or less. And in the beginning, I remember that I was pretty worried about having all the answers. If a student asked me, how do you say this word in English? I was worried about giving them the answer at the same moment. I thought that I had to have all the answers with me at that moment. But with time, I realized that I don't have to give them all the answers. And when you teach them how to find the answers, when you teach them where they can learn more, this way you are empowering them and then you are making them more confident because they understand that they have to walk with their own legs. Unfortunately or fortunately, the teacher won't be there with students all their lives. And then we have to make our students confident to learn alone. They don't need and they don't have to depend on us forever. So let's empower our students. Let's teach them to share the knowledge they have. And then I always ask my students, I teach them some ways to learn English. That is what I teach them. And then I ask them, have you tried that? What have you learned? And some of them tells, teacher, I was searching and then I found this application. It's to work with songs, and then I enjoyed it. And then I asked them, please share with your classmates. And then this way they are sharing what they have been using and that is working with them. And then I learn with them because there are many opportunities to learn. There are many options, and then we can't learn about everything. And then I learn from them. And I teach my students to be present with body, heart, and mind. If they are in the classroom, I tell them, try forgetting about your things from home, about your problems, and concentrate on being here. Concentrate on listening to your classmates that are in front of you, giving a presentation. Listen to your classmates while they are reading, while they are talking about themselves. And this way, if you are in the classroom with your mind, body, and heart, then you will show your classmates that you care about them. And also the teacher has to do like that. Be in the classroom with the mind, body, and heart. And this way, students will realize that you are there for them to help them. And always encourage your students to learn more and more. Learn more than from the books. Accept mistakes with grace. I know that with teachers, we are always worried about correcting our students, showing them the right way. But this is something that with time I develop in my classrooms. These days, I don't correct my students anymore, mainly when they are talking English. I correct them while they are writing, while they are doing grammar activities on the books, but while they are communicating in English, I never stop them. I never stop to correct what they're saying. And then I realized that this way they are communicating in a free way. Because in the past, when I used to stop them and correct every word that they were saying in a wrong way, they were all the time talking and looking at me and trying to check if they were saying the right word, they were using the right pronunciation. And from the moment that I stopped correcting them, that I was accepting the mistakes, they became more confident to communicate and they became motivated to communicate in English and also in Portuguese in their homes and schools. So we don't have to correct our students all the time. Teachers, try this technique. Correct them later after they stop correcting. It's important that after they stop, you say, oh, maybe you could use this word, or maybe you could pronounce this in a different way, but never stop them while they are talking. this is a miracle, and then they become much more confident. I have tried that, and my students are talking in a beautiful and confident way. Because in real life, I always tell them that in real life, when we are talking with someone from another countries, Sajid, have you ever learned anyone talking to you in English and stopping and correcting other people? Paulina, have you ever heard someone correcting or anyone else in English? We don't do that in real life. When you are communicating with people from another countries who communicate just in English, no one stops and corrects anyone. So why we have to do that with our students? And if we do that, if you correct them all the time, then this is not real English. And then when they come to international meetings, when they come to international projects, that they have the opportunity to communicate with people from another countries, and they realize that people don't correct them, why do we have to do that in real life? So let's stop doing that. And some teachers become really crazy with me when I tell this, and they say, we have to correct our students to show them that they are wrong. Why? Let's empower them. This way we are not empowered. If we stop and correct all the time, we are not empowering them. And these days, mainly after the pandemic, this is something that I realize it's pretty important. Be prepared to help them emotionally. So it's pretty difficult these days dealing with emotions, and this is something that we have to teach our students how to do that. And I've been learning a lot online through videos, how to communicate, how to understand feelings, and all these that I am learning. I have worked some techniques with my students to show them how to work with their emotions, how to talk about their emotions. Since I have the technique to listen to them, then this way they realize they are free to talk with me about their feelings, about their emotions. And I have realized that this way they become more confident because they trust me, they trust their classmates, and that's really good. And this way they start trusting their parents as well. Challenge them academically. This is something that I love doing. I love teaching them from the books to real life. And then they are supposed to prepare presentations, videos, drama activities to use what they are learning from the books. Here we had an activity on the book. We were talking about prices, how to ask and answer about prices, how to buy things in English. And then we prepared a flea market in our classroom. And then this is one of my baby classes. I say this way because they've been working with studying with me for a short period of time. They started in February, so they have basic English, but they are being able to communicate, and I am so proud of them. Then they were buying and selling items. There's a short video. So when they practice real activities, when they try and learn how to do things in real life, they become more confident and they realize that it's not difficult, and then they are able to communicate even if they are basic level, and that's pretty interesting.
Vilma ma'am, you are muted.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Thank you.
Fine, no worries.
So, and then foster creativity in the classroom. Also, working with different kinds of activities where they have to use their English in real life, also empower them. So working with games is really important because they are interacting with others, they are playing, they are laughing, and this is important for them to become more confident and enjoy the classes better. So here they learned about parts of the house and furniture, and they were supposed to prepare their own house and then explain everything inside the house in English. And then this way they are using their creativity, they are using their English. Work with projects into the community. This I've been working with the SDGs, and the projects into the community brings them the power to communicate with other people, to care about other people, because sometimes they are complaining about their lives, that their parents haven't bought them the cell phone that they wanted, and they are sad and they are complaining. And when we work with this kind of projects, they realize that their life is wonderful if we compare to other people's lives. And then this way they become aware that the world out there is not that good, and this way um, they start valuing their families and the things they have, and they realize that they have a happy life, and this way they become um, better human beings because they are taking care about others, they are learning different ways of living. And it's always important that we allow our students many opportunities for success. When you bring your students to show what they know best, you empower them and you make them confident. Here, I have been bringing my students to international meetings for singing, for dancing, for reading their poems. And when I remember that in some years ago, they were afraid of saying hello in English. And these days they are singing in the international scenario. I become so happy. And these opportunities, when you bring your students to an international um, environment, you empower them. This is so nice because they realize that what they do, the way they sing, the poems they write, it's important, and that there are people out there that gives value for this. And then this way they feel important and happy, and the teacher even more because they are communicating English, and that's amazing. Praise and encourage them. So I love encouraging them to do always better, to try more and more, never give up. And I like praising them with certificates. I realized that giving them certificates, showing them that they did a great job is something that really empower them and make them so motivated to try the next time and the next and the next. If we adults love our certificates and we feel good, can you imagine our students? So I do that even if, for example, if I give them homework and they do all the activities in the perfect way, so I like giving them a certificate for that. Oh, Vilma, but every time you're gonna do a certificate for them, it doesn't matter because if you give them a certificate, the next class, other students will do more activity and they will be more engaged to do the activities. So we have extra work as teachers, but the results are incredible. Certificates, and also I like putting their pictures on the classroom, the student of the week, the student of the month, the one who didn't miss class, and it empowers them and make them more confident. Stand by their side, dream their dreams, respect their decisions. So I become my students' friends and I know about their dreams. I know about their careers for the future. I learn everything about them. And then this way, I dream their dreams. I know everything about them. And this way, this relationship that we create is something incredible because this way they become more motivated, and all the time they are willing to do different things. And when they have a dream, when they want to do something, they come to me and they ask my opinion. And when I tell people my techniques, they look at me and say, But Vilma, you don't teach, you just talk with your students, you just play with them. But this way, sometimes I leave the books apart. I just work the topics and teach them. For example, if lesson 5 is about simple past, then I just explain them how to work with that, and I teach them how to talk about their what they did yesterday, what they did last month, last vacation, in their childhood. Tell me, isn't it teaching them English? Isn't it more important helping them to communicate? Isn't it more important than completing 15 pages on a book? I think so. I think it is more important. And then some people become crazy at me. Oh, but you should use the books. And I say, books are important, but teaching them English in real life is even more important. And practice random acts of kindness. Here, I had some projects with my students. The lesson was talking about valuing and empowering each other. And then here in this lesson, this project in particular, I asked them to write their names on a piece of paper, and then I exchanged it. For example, here Isadora had Germano's name, but he didn't know about that. And she didn't know who had her name. And then they were supposed to prepare a certificate for the person, telling on the certificate what that person had in a special. So, oh, Isadora, you are a very special friend. You are kind, you are intelligent, you are beautiful. They were supposed to write on the certificate what they think about the others. But I asked them, tell the good things, because the bad things is something that everyone is pointing and saying. But the good things is something that people generally don't do. Then they were pretty happy receiving their certificates, and they were surprised what their friends thought about them. And this way they are learning to tell good things about others, because we have out there these days with the internet, we have a bad word out there and people are criticizing others all the time. But when we work with these projects, we encourage them, we teach them, and we empower them to find the best into other people. Show them no one is better than anyone. So I love working with projects where I sit by my student side and then I listen to them, I work with them, and this way I am motivating them to believe in themselves and to work in a better way. Be one of them. In my classrooms, I am always the first one, the most motivated one for the activities, and I am the first one to be there for Halloween. I am the first one to be there for any activity. I am the first one motivated and engaged to be that. And then if I am like that, my students are like that as well. So teachers, you have to be encouraged and motivated for the activities. It doesn't matter which activity you have to do. Oh, it's a boring thing. I don't like that. How will my students enjoy that? But if the teacher is motivated, if the teachers they're willing to do that, the students will do the same. They will feel you. They will see your eyes shining and they will be motivated as well. It doesn't matter how boring the activity you have to do with them is. If you show that you are motivated, they will be motivated as well, and show that you are one of them. And this is something that some teachers become, oh, but if I show that I am one of them, they won't respect me. They won't respect me. And teachers, I say, they will respect you even more. If you show them that you are not better than they are, they will respect you even more than if you were there in front of them. I am the teacher. You have to be silent and listen to me and listen to what I have to say. If you listen to them, they will listen to you. If you respect them, they will respect you. Teach them how to care about others and teach them how to believe in themselves. This is one of the most important things. Show your students that they are able to communicate in English, in Portuguese, in Hindi, in Spanish, in German. teach our students that they are able to do anything if they really want to. If they work hard, they can do that. Empower them, teach them to believe in themselves. Because if they believe in themselves, if they believe that they are able to do that, they can do anything. But first of all, you have to teach your students and show them that you believe them in first place. You have to show that they are able to, but you have to tell them and show them that you believe them. Be proud of them. Show your students, praise them, that you love listening to them, that you are proud of what they have achieved. And then this way, they will become more confident and more empowered. For example, here, one of my students, Josie, she is a makeup professional, and I always watch her videos and I comment on them. And in class, I talk with her about makeup, and then she teaches me how to do that. And we practice our English relating to what she does in her life. And that's amazing the way they become more motivated when I show that I know about their lives. And the most important thing for teachers, for engineers, for doctors, for anyone. Love what you do. Because if you love what you do, you will be there in a happy way. You won't feel tired. You'll be motivated, and your students will feel the same. Can you imagine if the students get in the classroom after a long day at work and the teachers, they're like that? Oh, it was a hard day. It was difficult today. I'm tired. Oh, can you imagine if the students will be motivated? Of course not. But if the teacher is there, hi class, let's go, it will be an easy lesson, it will be interesting, it will be funny, they will believe and they will be motivated. But you can just do that if you love what you do. So if you are a teacher and you don't love what you do, I'm sorry to say, but you have to choose another career. Your students don't deserve that you do that with them, because if you don't like what you do, they know that. They look at you and they know that you don't like that. If you go to a store and the manager, the sales person doesn't like what she does, you realize that, and the students do the same. So love what you do. Last but not least, one of my students sent me a video talking about motivation in the classroom. And this is the last part for my presentation. It's a short video, okay? Please let me know if you can listen to him.
Vilma ma'am, sorry to disturb you. Maybe there is some audio problem. We can't hear you.
You can't hear the audio?
Yes, ma'am. We can't hear.
Oh,
If you share one more time and tick the tiny box in the left-hand corner.
Yeah.
To share audio. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Share
ma'am. You can. Yeah, you can stop sharing. Yes. Now we can listen.
Franco from Italy.
Can you hear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. It's a short video.
Hi, I'm Gianfranco from Italy. I'm a event manager. I known Vilma teacher in October last years. I needed your support for learn English because for my job was very important to talk with my colleagues from different countries in Europe. And I'm very happy to know Vilma because she was and she is a teacher very helpful, very available, and she is a very not not a teacher, but like a friend. She make a moment for stay very comfortable when you speak, when you talk for everything and about everything. So I'm very happy to know Vilma.
And I am really proud of Gianfranco because when we started last year, he was pretty afraid of communicating in English. He was afraid of making mistakes. And then thank goodness I was able to empower him. And today he sends me a video every morning, 80 minutes video, 10 minutes video, and it is incredible because he's communicating in a confident way. He's motivated to communicate and he's motivated for his things as well. And once he told me, Vilma, because of you, I am feeling more empowered and confident in my job as well. And that those words for me were like, wow, it's really worth it. So teachers, if you work with your heart, body and mind, the results will come, and then your students will become more empowered and more confident. You just have to teach them that to believe in themselves and to show them that you believe in them as well. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much for the opportunity of being here. I'm really happy for this opportunity. Thank you, Sajid, for inviting me. Thank you.
Wow. So it's a wow presentation. Yeah. So different sort of activities you have dealt, Vilma ma'am, like how we explore about the materials and how teachers should be struggling in their life for a long period of time in order to get different achievements in their teaching outcomes too, as well as a lot of respect and appreciations from students too. Yeah, so I agree truly with your things that is okay. Respect, there should be the reciprocal relationship between teachers and students, so which can go side by side, and if we engage them to do a lot of activities, then we are enormous in our job too. We'll be getting the satisfaction, will be democratic one. And by different sort of videos that you have displayed in the screen now, I can realize that how democratically you are creating the environment and how cooperative you are in different activities. And I touched with one of the things there, love what you do, stated by Vilma in her presentation. Okay, so yeah, so love is very important one whenever we are doing the activities. And for this, as you have stated, we have to get in touch with heart, body, and mind. Okay, so well done and congratulations, Ola. Thank you for your wonderful presentation, Vilma ma'am.
Thank you so much.
So let me share the screen and okay, now after Vilma ma'am presentation, so now we have Q&A session. Q&A session, and the time allocated for Q&A session is 5 minutes. So I request our facilitators, Susanna Lamishane ma'am and Susan Adhikari sir, member of IELTA Nepal, to take the question that the participant has asked during the presentation of Vilma ma'am. So Susanna ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. At first, I would like to thank Vilma ma'am for her wonderful presentation. And I have collected one question that only one query that was there in chat box. I would like to ask her. Shall I?
Please, ma'am.
Okay, it was by Emmanuel Glaoklo, and it was written there. Is it okay to restrict our children? Vilma ma'am, it is for you. Is it okay to restrict our children or students to use only the L2, that is English at home, with the intention of making them achieve fluency and proficiency as parents? On the other hand, should teachers be encouraging parents of their students to communicate with their words only in English at home too? This was the question. And I hope now Vilma ma'am will give us answers of this question. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so if I could understand, the question is asking the students to use the English in their homes as well, and about asking their parents to correct them. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, in fact, for example, here in Brazil, if I ask my students to use English every day, making videos and audios and sending me using apps to communicate in English, songs. But if I ask them to talk in English with their parents, then unfortunately they won't be able to, because here in Brazil, only Portuguese is spoken in their home. So I guess their parents won't be able to. And in India, I guess that parents don't speak English in Nepal, for example, parents don't speak English in their homes. So I don't think it's okay to ask their parents to help them. But with teachers, we can help them. We can create groups and empower them to communicate. And as I said before, let's not worry about correcting, because I didn't listen to any of you correcting my English. I didn't listen to any of you correcting subject English. So in real life, English is not corrected. Why do we have to worry about correcting all the time? Let's empower them just to communicate. It's more important than worrying about grammar. Let's correct grammar while they are writing just. And let's not worry about that. So let's empower them to communicate. And if their parents are able to help them, that's perfect. But if their parents don't speak in English, that's not a problem. We can empower them to send audios, to send videos, communicate in English, bring them to international groups to communicate, and then they will be able to practice.
Thank you so much, Vilma ma'am. I hope Emmanuel Gla has got her answer or his. Okay, thank you so much for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you
And
so much.
even a
Thank
lot
you,
of
Manuel.
appreciation are made in Facebook Live too. I can see the participants who are praising about your presentation too. So Susanna ma'am, is there some question in Facebook? So can I have a look there? Can you have a look there?
We don't have short question on Facebook.
Yeah,
okay.
only appreciations and everything that they want to congratulate her, but there was no query because of her wonderful presentation. And I would like to congratulate as well as thank you, ma'am, again.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Vilma ma'am, for answering the question. And thank you, Susanna ma'am and Susan sir, for acting as the facilitator in the Q&A session. Now let me move with the next one. Okay, now we have by reading of second presenter, second speaker of our today's program by Mrs. Narayani Pathak Timalsina, Disciplinary Secretary of IELTA Nepal. So Narayani ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Sujit sir. Namaste. I'm Narayani Timalsina. I'm going to read the bio of Monica ma'am. Now I'm starting it. Monica Mroz is currently a teacher of English in 3rd Secondary School of Maria Konopnica in Floklok. Wait, okay, here is not seen well. Yes, Floklok, Poland. Still, I'm not seeing well here. What happened?
Let me.
Okay, now it's all right.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now it is visual. She is also a coordinator of 2 convenience projects. She was a teacher at the Teacher Training College of Foreign Languages in Floklok for a year and a teaching consultant at the Regional In-Service Teacher Education Center in Floklok, Poland for a year. She has completed her master's degree in teaching English as a foreign language at the University of Coach. She also earned BA in teaching English as a foreign language at Teacher Training College of Foreign Languages, Floklok, Poland, and postgraduate studies in business and legal translation at Torun School of Banking. She is an active member of IELTA Poland. Thank you, Sujit sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And over to you, Monica, ma'am. Now the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. I'm really happy to be able to share with you some ideas and experiences on teaching English today. I have been an English teacher for over 20 years now. And currently, I have discovered that using novels in the classroom might serve as a great tool as far as English language teaching. So I have prepared a short presentation for you today on this topic. And actually, this is my debut, so please be understanding. Okay, I will try to share the screen with you. I hope it works. Oh, okay. 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 Is it working?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So I think the very first question that we should try to answer is why is it beneficial to use a novel in our classroom? That's what we should start with, I guess. And I have found several reasons why it might be beneficial for both teachers and students, actually. First of all, the material that is presented in the novels is obviously is authentic. Obviously, it is authentic, it is pleasurable, and is cultural. Now, why authentic? Well, because its creation is not meant for language teaching. As authentic materials, literary works are rich in content, language use, idioms, vocabulary. So it can serve as the exposure of language that is used in real communication. Pleasurable because, well, we can sometimes text articles that we read with our students in our course books, they might be boring for students. Of course, we know that they contain the range of vocabulary that is useful for them as far as education, but they simply might find it boring. Now, if we know our students well, we can choose the novel that is of their interest. And in this way, we can make the whole experience of reading the novel quite nice to them, enjoyable. Now, why is the material in novels cultural? Well, using a novel can simply provide our students with a glimpse of another culture, real life, with all the nuances that we can find there. Another reason why using novels in our classroom might be beneficial is simply the fact that literature has a powerful role in teaching the four skills, listening, reading, writing, speaking, right? How can we teach speaking through novels? Well, we can practice speaking, encouraging students, for example, to guess the subject matter of the story based on pictures. We can organize classroom discussions. We can ask our students to have a discussion either in pairs or in groups. As far as writing, we can ask our students, for example, to write one more chapter or one more paragraph of the novel. We can assign the task as individual work or as a group task. And then at the same time, we practice speaking if we decide to ask them to present what they've written to the whole class. We can also practice, well, obviously we practice listening, right? Because they need to listen to one another. So from what I've said, I think we can say that definitely literature or a novel enables the development of linguistic and communicative skills. However, just like with many other approaches to English language teaching, there is a number of potential problems and dangers that both students and teachers might encounter in the process of using a novel in the classroom. And the ones that I think are worth mentioning are here. So first, length. Well, clearly it is of great importance to choose a novel that is short enough for our students to grasp, either in classroom time or as homework. Probably the most manageable, the most interesting and beneficial approach is to assign students a homework of reading one chapter at a time, and then work on the chapter in the classroom. There's another approach that we can use here, especially when time is short. We can divide our students into groups and get them to read different chapters and then report the chapters to the class. In this way, we can even create a kind of a summary of the whole novel or part of the novel, some chapters, some extracts. So it's up to us what we do with it. And actually, this task has some added value, as students have to focus on the plot, and they also practice speaking and listening at the same time. Next problem that I think we should take into consideration is the fact that sometimes we might have to, in a way, justify the use of the novel to the students. Why justify? They simply might feel that sometimes we focus on a novel and they treat it as something in a way useless, instead of focusing on classroom activities like learning grammar. They simply might consider using a novel as something useless. And that's why we sometimes are, in a way, maybe not forced, but we should justify why using a novel is a good idea. And well, in fact, novels may provide our students with examples of a particular grammar point, and these examples are put in context. Novels, for example, contain plenty of dialogues, and in this way, they create a perfect opportunity to practice, for example, direct and reported speech. And I have prepared a short fragment for you. It's here. It's a fragment from The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. And maybe I would like to show how you can use a fragment like this to practice a particular aspect of grammar, namely direct and reported speech. So maybe it would be a good idea to take 2 minutes and to go through this fragment. And then I will try to show what you can do with it. Okay. Okay, well, so we can, for example, ask our students, after they've read the fragment, to imagine that they're writing a film script for The Great Gatsby, and we can and they are supposed to write the scene between the two characters as reported by the third one. Or we can ask them to imagine that Michaelis is now reporting the scene above, the one that we've just read, to Nick, and they are supposed to write a conversation between the two characters. So this is just an example, and there are a lot of other possibilities. There are actually a lot of aspects of grammar that we can focus on using a novel. And oh, I need to go back to the list of problems because I think I have forgotten about the vocabulary thing. So vocabulary might also seem problematic because even very advanced learners might be discouraged if they have to stop frequently to look up any new words or phrases. And one way of dealing with this problem is to prepare in advance a list of potentially new difficult words and expressions, and present the list to students, right? Analyze the list before they even start to read the novel or the chapter that we are going to deal with. And in this way, we simply foresee the difficulties and we try to solve them. And the last thing on my list, problematic, I would say, list, is cultural background. Students may experience difficulties concerning novels' cultural background, which they may think that the cultural background is inaccessible to them. And because of these difficulties, even the process of understanding some fragments of the text might be problematic as well. So in this case, what we as teachers can do is prepare or introduce some important political, economic, historical facts, which may help students understanding the cultural background, and obviously present these facts to the students before even they start to read the novel or the chapter in which the cultural information may appear. I would like to draw your attention to one type of books, and actually this type of books, these books have become really popular among my students recently, and it's manga. Well, this is, I prepared a definition for you. So it is a form of graphic novel with a distinctive style of graphic design, which originated in Japan. And the first manga book was published in the 19th century, and since the 1950s, manga have steadily become a major part of the Japanese publishing industry, and more recently have also become increasingly popular worldwide. I have noticed that my students, maybe it's because of the fact that there are a lot of them who are into Japanese culture or Asian culture in general, and they really like reading manga. Even students from primary school that I sometimes have some contact with during private lessons. And I would like to, even I would say serious novels or dramas have been presented in the form of manga. So I have found some pictures for you. Okay, so that's what a cover of Romeo and Juliet published as manga looks like. And that's an example of a page. So as you can see, the text or the dialogues are short, it's like a comic strip, are short, and they really serve as great tool in the classroom. I have used it, and well, students really enjoyed it. And actually, this is the end of my presentation. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Well, appreciating your presentation related to teaching literature for the learners. So you have talked about the several sort of tips and techniques for teaching literature, and as most important, group discussion plays one of the very important role that you have said. So in your presentation, you have furthermore focuses on to develop the speaking skills and practicing the grammar. And even today, I have got the golden opportunity to learn one thing about how to teach novel and dialogue together simultaneously. Like you have shown the beautiful script of The Great Gatsby, and you have instructed Bear to form the conversation through the help of these film scripts and this all. And furthermore, it is also the best way to teach conversation for all the age learners. And finally, I like the way that you have stated about some of the consideration that the educators should have to think, like taking care into the cultural background of the text. So this is very important, especially when we are learning English in the form of second or foreign languages. Like in Nepal, English is learned as foreign languages. So it's very difficult for the learners to get the context. So you have talked about this one. So thank you, well deserving and well appreciating Monica ma'am from Poland. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so let me move again here. So after the fabulous presentation of both the presenters, Vilma ma'am and Monica ma'am, now it's time for Q&A. So the time allocated for Q&A of Monica ma'am presentation is total 5 minutes. So for this, I like to request facilitator Sita Ganesan sir, General Secretary IELTA Nepal, and Susan Adhikari, member IELTA Nepal, to address the question that has been raised by our valuable participant via Facebook Live and Zoom. So, Siddha sir, Susan sir. Hello. Siddha sir. Is there any question raised in Facebook?
No, sir. It is no question, sir.
Whatever the Facebook. Okay. So different sort of appreciation has been received here. Any more question in Zoom? Susan sir, can you have a look? So, okay, they are just sending you the use appreciation and this all. So it is really important to get that. So thank you. Thank you for both the valuable speakers in today's presentation with your fabulous ideas and different sort of tips that you have offered to educators and all the colleagues who are here to join us via Zoom and Facebook Live. Now it's time. I can see here Dr. Neil. So let me check. Oh, Dr. Neil is here. Okay, so Dr. Neil Alberta Alcantara, IELTA president. So I'll be requesting and inviting Dr. Neil to express the brief speech and best wishes for the speakers and for the webinar. So Dr. Neil. Neil, sir.
Hello. Hello, Sujit. Good morning from Peru. It is really a pleasure to be here in this webinar organized by IELTA Nepal. Congratulations to the speakers, Vilma da Luz Barbosa from Brazil and Monica Morse from Poland. They were really, really great. I have taken some notes about their ideas in order to improve my teaching practices here in my school. Thank you so much, Vilma and Monica. So I'm so grateful for your cooperation with IELTA International. Thank you. And well, we hope to see you in our next webinar. Thank you to all IELTA members, Paulina, Dr. Afshin, Juliana, and also our ambassadors, Nirmala Devi, And ETC, all the IELTA members who are always present in the webinars, learning more and more, no? Because a teacher never stops learning. We know that. Thank you, Sujit, for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Neil, as President. Your word and all the things that you have done now will be always encouraging for all the administrators, for all the administrators and colleagues to join and to read the highlight and most of the country. So thank you so much. We are my team and we move forward. We certificate of appreciation. So I'll be requesting Mr. Govinda Sharma, Public Relation Officer of IELTA Nepal, to release the certificate of appreciation for our valuable speakers of updated IELTA Nepal second international webinar. So Govinda sir.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. Thank you so much, Sujit sir, for giving me this great opportunity. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the valued presenters as well as all the participants for making this program successful. I would like to read the certificate of appreciation as it has been presented here. International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, Certificate of Appreciation. The Certificate of Appreciation is proudly presented to Vilma da Luz Barbosa from Brazil, in sincere acknowledgement for our invaluable and worthy presentation on topic how to motivate our students in the second IELTA Nepal International Webinar on practice in English language teaching held via Zoom on 10th September 2022. Sivaram Paudal, Academic and Administrative Secretary, IELTA Nepal. Govinda Sharma, Public Relation Officer, IELTA Nepal. Siddha Ganesh Sawat, General Secretary, IELTA Nepal, and Sujit Karki, Ambassador, IELTA Nepal. And I would like to request our respected presenter, Vilma da Luz Barbosa ma'am, to receive the certificate of appreciation.
Thank you so much. I feel really honored with the opportunity. I learned a lot today, and I am so happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, thank you so much, sir. In a similar way, I would like to read the second certificate of appreciation, and the topic is the same: International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, Certificate of Appreciation. The Certificate of Appreciation is proudly presented to Monica Maruz from Poland in sincere acknowledgement for her invaluable and worthy presentation on topic how to use literature, novels in particular, in teaching and learning English in the second IELTA Nepal International Webinar and practice in English language teaching held via Zoom on 10th September 2022. And this certificate has been signed by Sivaram Paudal, the Academic and Administrative Secretary of IELTA Nepal, and it has also been signed by Govinda Sharma, the Public Relation Officer of IELTA Nepal. Likewise, Siddha Ganesh Sawat, General Secretary of IELTA Nepal, as well as Sujit Karki, the Ambassador of IELTA Nepal. And I would like to request our respected second presenter, Monica Maruz, ma'am, to receive the certificate of appreciation.
Thank you very much. It was a great experience to be able to be with you today.
Sincere gratitude, ma'am.
A great learning experience for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Govinda sir, for facilitating this related to certificate of appreciation delivered to speakers. Now it's time for certificate of recognition. So I will be requesting Academic and Administrative Secretary of IELTA Nepal to read the certificate of recognition for our guest of honor. So, Sivaram sir. Sivaram sir. Sivaram sir, you are muted.
Sujit sir,
Yes,
your voice is cracked, sir. Please check once.
So I can say, okay, Sivaram sir, can you listen? Sivaram sir. Sivaram sir is here. And so now my voice is audible for you all.
Still cracking.
So your voice is cracking, sir.
Okay,
Not
now
clear,
can you?
Sujit sir.
Okay, now. Okay. So I will be requesting Sivaram sir to read the certificate of recognition. Sivaram sir. Hello.
Sivaram sir, you need to read the certificate of recognition.
So Govinda sir.
Yes, sir.
Maybe Sivaram sir is not here, so you can.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will read it. Okay, it's my great opportunity. I'm going to read the certificate of recognition. So, International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, certificate of recognition. This certificate of recognition is proudly presented to Dr. Neil Arvalo Alcantara, IELTA President, on being guest of honor in the second IELTA Nepal International Webinar on practicing English language teaching, held by June and 10 September 2022. We express our deepest gratitude to you, and the certificate has been signed together by Sivaram Paudel, the Academic and Administrative Secretary, Govinda Sarma, the Public Relation Officer, Siddha Ganesh Samad, General Secretary, and Sujit Karki, the Ambassador of IELTA Nepal. And I would like to request respected Dr. Neil Arvalo Alcantara to receive the certificate of recognition. Likewise, the second certificate of recognition, the topic is the same: International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal, certificate of recognition. The certificate of recognition is proudly presented to Dr. Afsin Salauddin, IELTA General Secretary, on being guest of honor in the second IELTA Nepal International Webinar on practice in English language teaching, held by June and 10 September 2022. We express our deepest gratitude to you, and it is assigned by Sivaram Paudel, Govinda Sharma, Siddha Ganesh Samad, and Sujit Karki together. And I would like to request, yes, again, yes.
Thank you. Yes, hello everyone.
Yeah.
First of all, congratulations on conducting such a wonderful webinar. And thank you so much for giving me such a lovely certificate. Many thanks. And congratulations, IELTA Nepal.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And likewise, I would like to read the next certificate. Yes, so the certificate of recognition. This certificate of recognition is proudly presented to Juliana Vasquez, Chief IELTA Resource Department, on being guest of honor in the second IELTA Nepal International Webinar on practice in English language teaching, held by June and 10 September 2022. And we express our deepest gratitude to you. And I would like to request respected Madam Juliana Vasquez to receive the certificate of recognition.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Juliana, ma'am. Likewise, the next certificate of recognition, this certificate of recognition is proudly presented to Paulina Kazmierzak Marzinska, Chief of IELTA Teachers Development Department, on being guest of honor in the second IELTA Nepal International Webinar on practice in English language teaching, held by June and 10 September 2022. We express our deepest gratitude to you, and I would like to request Paulina to receive this certificate of recognition.
Thank you so much for the invitation to this beautiful webinar. And I would like to congratulate IELTA Nepal. The two speakers today centered our attention on the students' world, and both of them have shown that we can take advantage of being interested in our students' hobbies, pastimes, and really implement that into our teaching workshops. So Vilma, Monica, thank you so much. Hats off. Another wonderful meeting under IELTA Nepal umbrella. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. So similarly,
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. Okay, and the next certificate of recognition. The certificate of recognition is proudly presented to Nirmala Devi Kandasamy, Chief IELTA Learner Development, and being guest of honor in the second IELTA Nepal International Webinar on Practice in English Language Teaching, held by June and 10 September 2022. And we express our deepest gratitude to you. And I would like to request Nirmala Devi, madam, to receive this certificate of recognition.
Thank you so much, IELTA Nepal, for organizing such a wonderful webinar today. Congratulations to speakers, Ms. Wilma and Ms. Monica. Indeed, like what Dr. Neil said, a lot of takeaways for us, and I've taken down a lot of information for me to implement in my own setting and spread to other educators in my own setting. Congratulations once more, Sujit sir and the team. Thank you so much for this wonderful, beautiful certificate. Good luck. God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. And thank you, Govinda sir, for facilitating the session with certificate of recognition to our valuable guest of honor. So now it's time to read the certificate of participation for the participants. So I'll be requesting Mr. Siddha Ganesh Anwar for reading the participant certificate, General Secretary of IELTA Nepal. So Siddha sir. Siddha sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Siddha sir. Yes, sir. Siddha sir. Please, sir. Siddha sir.
Yes, sir. I'm going to read the certificate of participation. International English Language Teachers Association, IELTA Nepal. Certificate of participation. This certificate is awarded to, the name will be written later, for successful participation in the second international webinar of IELTA Nepal on practice in English language teaching, held via Zoom on 10th September 2022. We are really grateful to have your precious time and support to join this webinar. Thank you. The signature by Shivaram Paudel, Govinda Sharma, Siddha Ganesh South, and Sujit Karki. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And without the participants, the webinar will not be successfully run. That's why thank you all the valuable participants who have joined us via Zoom and Facebook Live support us together. Thank you. And thank you, Siddha sir, for facilitating the session of certificate of participation. So now it's time to have reflection and vote of thanks along with concluding the webinar. So for this, I'll be requesting Mr. Govinda Kafle sir, IELTA member. So I'll be requesting Govinda sir.
Thank you
Govinda
very much.
Sir.
Thank you very much, Teacher Sujit, Ambassador IELTA Nepal, and MC of the program as well, webinar as well. Our respected chief guest, Dr. Neil, President IELTA, all the valuable guests, and all the valued participants. Namaste and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from Nepal. It was a great time that we had today. The speaker today, Bilma ma'am and Monica ma'am, made a great presentation. We have come to know about a lot of new ideas and techniques in teaching and learning. And I'm here for the vote of thanks, sort of vote of thanks. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the chief guest and all the valued guest of honors, and all the participants. The webinar was great. It was a great success, and I would also like to express my sincere thanks to all the people, everyone who contributed to make this webinar a success. Thank you very much. And the program webinar is concluded over here. Suji sir, am I supposed to conclude as well?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Govinda, sir. And now we have one more. Okay, thank you all for your participants and for your different sort of things that you have helped us. And thank you for the valuable speaker, Vilma ma'am and Monica ma'am, for your great presentation and sharing the different sort of English language teaching tips for all the educators and colleagues. Thank you all. Now, before we switch off, so we have got one more important information about our IELTA Nepal third international webinar that will be starting, or that has been placed on 23rd September 2022. That means today's 10, that means after 12 days or 13 days, now we'll be having another third international webinar. And we have got other two valuable speakers. So Dr. Elis Durgayan from Armenia, and she will be talking in her presentation about the warmth as a key of successful lesson. And second, we have got Abigail Bluzen. We can know her by Brinda ma'am. So she will be talking about the beauty of classroom creativity from teacher to learner. So this is the announcement, and this announcement will be posting soon in our IELTA Nepal page about the third international webinar that has been scheduled on 23 September 2022, same time, 8 a.m. New York time and 5:45 p.m. Nepal time. So again, we'll be requesting your participants, your different sort of support and grateful things that you will be making this third international webinar to be the successful one. So that's all from my side. So let me stop sharing, and thank you all.